Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're dreaming of your next big adventure, hitting that book now button, and picturing yourself wandering through ancient streets or tasting exotic foods, then this video is for you. Traveling is one of the most incredible things we can do. It broadens our horizons, creates lifelong memories, and teaches us so much about the world and ourselves. But there's one travel companion that often shows up uninvited: culture shock. It's that weird, disorienting feeling you get when everything you thought was normal suddenly isn't. The food is different, the language is unfamiliar, the social customs are a puzzle. It can be overwhelming and even make you feel a little homesick. But don't worry, it's a completely normal part of the travel experience. In fact, it's a sign that you're truly stepping outside your comfort zone. Today, we're going to dive deep into what culture shock really is and, more importantly, share some essential, practical tips to help you navigate it like a pro. We'll cover everything from what to do before you even pack your bags to how to handle those tough moments when you're feeling lost in a new place. By the end of this video, you'll feel way more prepared and confident to embrace the beautiful chaos of travel. So grab a cup of tea, get comfy, and let's get into it. First things first, what exactly is culture shock? It's not just about missing your favorite brand of peanut butter. It's a genuine psychological response to being in an unfamiliar environment. It often comes in stages. The first stage is the honeymoon phase. Everything is amazing. The sights, the sounds, the smells, it's all new and exciting. You're high on adrenaline and novelty. This is the part of travel you see all over Instagram. But after a while, the novelty can wear off. That's when the second stage, often called the frustration or negotiation stage, kicks in. Simple tasks like buying groceries or asking for directions can become frustrating challenges. You might feel irritable, lonely, or even a bit anxious. You start noticing the things you don't like, and you might find yourself complaining or romanticizing home. This is the core of culture shock, and it's the part that can really trip people up. If you stick with it, you'll move into the third stage, adjustment. You start to get the hang of things. You develop routines, you might pick up some of the local language, and you start to understand and appreciate the new culture's way of life. You feel more comfortable and confident. Finally, there's the adaptation or acceptance stage, where you feel at home in the new environment. You can function in both your own culture and the new one without feeling stressed. You've successfully navigated the roller coaster. Recognizing these stages is the first step to managing them. It helps you understand that what you're feeling is temporary and part of a process. So how can we make that process smoother? It all starts before you even leave home. Preparation is your secret weapon against the worst effects of culture shock. The more you know, the less you'll be blindsided. First, do your homework. And I don't just mean figuring out which monuments to visit. I mean really research the culture of your destination. Read books, watch documentaries, and browse travel blogs written by people who have lived there. Learn about the social etiquette. For example, is it polite to tip? How do people greet each other? What are the customs around dining? In some cultures, slurping your noodles is a sign of appreciation, while in others, it's considered rude. Knowing these little things can save you from a lot of awkward moments. Another huge thing is to learn a few key phrases in the local language. You don't need to be fluent, but knowing how to say hello, goodbye, please, thank you, and excuse me goes a very long way. It shows respect, and locals will almost always appreciate your effort. Also, try to learn how to ask, "Do you speak English?" and "I don't understand." It's a game changer. Beyond language and etiquette, look into the country's history, its current events, and its values. Understanding the context behind the culture you re-entering will give you a much deeper appreciation for why people do the things they do. This prep work isn't about eliminating all surprises. It's about building a foundation of understanding so that when surprises do happen, you can handle them with grace and curiosity instead of frustration. Okay, you've done your research, you've packed your bags, and you've just landed in a brand new country. The honeymoon phase is in full swing. But what do you do when the initial excitement starts to fade and the challenges begin to surface? My first and most important tip is to manage your expectations. No place is perfect. Your trip will have highs and lows, just like life back home. Don't expect every moment to be a picture-perfect postcard. Social media can create this illusion that travel is always glamorous. But reality involves missed buses, confusing maps, and communication barriers. It's okay to have a bad day. It doesn't mean your trip is a failure. Secondly, stay curious and open-minded. When you encounter something that seems strange or illogical, try to resist the urge to judge it. Instead, ask yourself, why might people do this? What's the story behind this tradition? Approach everything with a sense of curiosity. Think of yourself as a student, not a critic. This mindset shift is incredibly powerful. It transforms frustrating situations into learning opportunities. For example, if shops close in the middle of the day for a few hours, instead of getting annoyed that you can't go shopping, learn about the concept of siesta or the local rhythm of life. Embrace the difference instead of fighting it. It's also crucial to observe. Spend some time just sitting in a cafe or on a park bench and watch the world go by. Pay attention to how people interact, how they dress, how they carry themselves. You can learn so much more from quiet observation than you can from rushing from one tourist site to another. Now let's talk about some really practical, in-the-moment strategies for when you're feeling overwhelmed. One of the best things you can do is to establish some sort of routine. It doesn't have to be rigid, but having a few anchors in your day can provide a sense of normalcy in an otherwise unfamiliar world. Maybe you start every morning by visiting the same local coffee shop or taking a walk in a nearby park. These small rituals can be incredibly grounding. Another key strategy is to stay connected, but in a balanced way. It's great to call or video chat with friends and family back home. Hearing a familiar voice can be a huge comfort when you're feeling lonely. However, don't spend all your time scrolling through social media, looking at what everyone else is doing. That can make you feel even more isolated. Balance is key. Connect with home, but also make an effort to connect with where you are. Strike up a conversation with the person sitting next to you at a bar, join a local walking tour, or take a cooking class. Making even a small local connection can make you feel much more integrated and less like an outsider. And please, take care of your physical health. Culture shock is mentally and emotionally draining, and it's made 100 times worse if you're not sleeping enough or eating well. Try to stick to a regular sleep schedule, stay hydrated, and while you should definitely try all the amazing local food, make sure you're also getting some balanced, nutritious meals. Your brain and body are connected, and taking care of your physical self is a crucial part of taking care of your mental self during this transition. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, culture shock can hit hard. You might feel really down, anxious, or just completely fed up. When this happens, it's important to have a few comfort items or activities that remind you of home. This isn't about rejecting the new culture. It's about giving yourself a small, familiar comfort to recharge your batteries. Maybe it's listening to your favorite podcast, watching a movie you love, or eating a familiar snack you brought from home. I always pack a few of my favorite tea bags. It's a small thing, but sipping a familiar cup of tea can feel like a warm hug when I'm feeling homesick. This is your personal reset button. Another powerful tool is journaling. Writing down your feelings can be incredibly therapeutic. It helps you process what you're experiencing and make sense of your emotions. You can write about the challenges, but also make a point to write about the good things, even if they're small. What was one beautiful thing you saw today? What was one positive interaction you had? This practice of gratitude can help shift your perspective and remind you why you decided to travel in the first place. And remember, it's okay to take a break. If you're tired of navigating foreign streets and deciphering menus, give yourself permission to have a quiet day. Spend an afternoon reading in your hotel room or apartment. You don't have to be on and exploring 24/7. Traveling is a marathon, not a sprint. Listening to your needs and allowing yourself to rest and recharge is essential. Finally, let's talk about the mindset you carry with you. A positive and flexible attitude is your greatest asset. Understand that you will make mistakes. You will say the wrong thing. You will get on the wrong train. You will accidentally offend someone. It's inevitable. The key is to not beat yourself up about it. Laugh it off, apologize if necessary, and learn from it. Most people will be forgiving and appreciate that you're trying. A sense of humor is non-negotiable for any traveler. Being able to laugh at yourself and the absurd situations you undoubtedly find yourself in will make the entire experience much more enjoyable. It diffuses tension and turns a potential disaster into a great story you'll tell for years to come. Remember that story about the time I tried to order coffee and ended up with a bowl of soup? Classic. Also, actively seek out the positive. It's easy to focus on the things that are difficult or annoying. Make a conscious effort to notice the things you love about the new culture. Maybe it's the beautiful architecture, the kindness of strangers, the delicious street food, or the way families spend time together. Focusing on the good will help you build a more positive and balanced view of your new environment. And most importantly, remember your why. Why did you want to take this trip in the first place? Was it to learn a new language, to challenge yourself, to experience a different way of life? When things get tough, reconnect with that initial motivation. It will give you the strength to push through the difficult moments and remind you of the incredible opportunity you have. So, to wrap it all up, culture shock is a real and normal part of any significant travel experience. It's a journey with its own set of stages: the honeymoon, the frustration, the adjustment, and the adaptation. But by preparing beforehand, managing your expectations, and staying curious, you can navigate it successfully. Remember to create small routines, stay connected in a balanced way, and take care of your physical health. Don't be afraid to lean on comfort items, journal your feelings, and give yourself permission to rest. Above all, maintain a sense of humor, a positive attitude, and remember why you started this adventure. Embracing culture shock, rather than fighting it, is what transforms a simple trip into a life-changing experience. It is in those moments of discomfort and confusion that we often learn the most about the world and, more importantly, about ourselves. The goal isn't to avoid culture shock, but to move through it with awareness and grace. I promise you, the rewards on the other side are absolutely worth it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope these tips help you on your next journey. If you have any of your own tips for dealing with culture shock, please share them in the comments below. I'd love to read them. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more travel tips and inspiration. Safe travels, and see you in the next one.